So like a few months ago, I did a video about doom spending. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's when people have given up on the economy, right? When the outlook on the economy is not so good. So instead of people really, getting their finances in order, what people do is they'll spend money, right? Because they'll spend money because they're like, okay, what's the point, right? Things are going so bad, you know what? So I'm just going to spend money because right now I don't feel good, and spending money makes me happy, right? Buying things that I want makes me happy. So instead of really preparing for their finances, what they would do is just spend money because of the outlook of the economy. And for me, when I hear this or when I see things like this, I think that's just an excuse for people to participate in bad behavior when it comes to their finances, right? Because let's be honest, like if you're someone that's managing your money properly, right? You're doing you're making sure everything is in order, and you're doing well with your money. You're making sure that you prepare for the times that are coming, right? For the hard times that are coming. You're not going to just say, oh, let me spend recklessly. The economy is so bad. Let me just spend money. What you do is you're going to make sure you prepare your finances. You're going to make sure you reduce your debt. You're going to have a look at your finances and say, okay, what do I need to prepare for? Is my income stable? Do I have expenses that I can, just remove because I don't need it, right? It's the same as if a storm was coming, whether it was a snowstorm or a tropical storm. What you do is you got to make sure you secure the windows, right? You make sure you gather resources like food, and you bunker down to make sure you can weather through that storm, right? It's the same thing with your finances, right? You got to make sure that the debt is low, like there's not any big time debt that's taken away from making sure that you're secure financially. And you want to make sure your income is stable. You want to make sure you're stable with whatever your income source is, whether it's your job or your business. And that's the right thing to do. That's a smart thing to do. So when I see people that's out here doom spending, it just shows that they just want to have an excuse for why they're just irresponsible with their money, why they're in the financial situation that they are. And that's the thing, that you have to be prepared. And for a lot of people, it seems like they struggle with dealing with adversity, right? When a little bit of adversity comes their way, they just throw their hands up and they just give up. Right, it's like, you know what? There's no point. Everything is going shit. So they're just like, you know what? What's the point? There's no hope. So just, you know what? I'm just gonna enjoy it because you can't take it with you, right? And we all know people that manage their money properly know this is not the right way to do that, right? The smart thing is, all right, so if you're someone that's doing that, if you're like, especially during these times where things is more expensive, you got inflation, it seems like the cost of living, it seems like it is, cost of living is increasing for a lot of people. It's hard to buy a home. And for a lot of people, they see that and they've given up. They're like, what's the point of even trying? And in a sense, I can understand that, but that's just not what you're supposed to do. Like, when you see adversity, you got to find a way to overcome that. Right, you got to figure that thing, and I understand it's easy to get that way, especially here in the United States, where we're so privileged to have an abundance of everything that we need. Right, there's a lot of people who've grown up in this world, especially during these times, and they've been used to just having everything everything they need. So when they go through adversity, it's just like, oh, they don't know what to do. And think about it, like we've been through 2008. Right, if you're old enough, we survived through 2008. We survived through the pandemic. Right, tough times come. Right, tough times always come. They always will come. You just got to figure out how to get through it. And when I see people, being so reckless when it comes to their finances, it's just that it's not the smart thing to do. So you want to make sure that the first things you want to do is, right, you want to get a spreadsheet. Get the spreadsheet, and you want to get an assessment of your finances. Right, how much money is coming in. Right, that's obviously the most important thing. Are you working? All right, do you have income coming in? How much money is coming in? All right, now how much money is coming out? What can you reduce? Like, what can you eliminate? What expenses do you not need that you can eliminate? So therefore, you can make sure that you're financially stable for when things get tough. Right, because things are getting tough, but we got to be prepared for if things get a little bit tougher. Right, some people are like, all right, we're already in this recession. Whether you believe that we're in a recession or not, obviously you want to make sure that you're prepared for these things. Do you have an emergency fund? Right, you want to make sure you have some money set aside for things, so just in case maybe you lose your job or you need money for an emergency. You want to make sure you have that to the side. Right, and you want to also if you have all that managed, and let's say you have an income problem, then okay, of course you got to start saying, all right, what kind of skills can I develop? Whether it's making sure I can develop skills so I can put them out into the market, so I can find another job that's making me more money, that's more secure, or maybe you're developing skills to help build your business or your side hustle. These are things that you should be doing. So now you're probably thinking like, oh, Ralph, you know what? I don't have any skills. Like, I don't know what to do. All right, the question, what I would ask you is like, when the last time you read a book? Right? When's the last time you opened up a book and read? Right? There's so much information in books. Like, instead of watching TV, open up a book. If you're going to the gym, right, instead of listening to music, listen to an audiobook, right? There's so many things that you can do that you can there's so much information that's out there that you can help expand your knowledge, right? To help develop skills. You have to learn. Like, it's me telling you like do X, Y, Z is not going to help you because I don't know your life. I don't know your situation. I can give you tips and then share my thoughts on what I've done, and hopefully that can spark something, spark an idea. But you're going to get a lot of information through books that you read. Like one book that I've read, the amazing book is look at Unscripted, right? This is a great book when it comes to entrepreneurship, business, having that mindset when it comes to your finances, making money. These are things that I read, and instead of listening to music, instead of listening to music and watching TV, I read books. Right, I'll listen to audiobooks. I'm always trying to gather information so I can then prepare myself to improve myself, so I can develop better skills, develop more information, so I can improve my financial situation. Right, I think that's more of an investment in myself, and I think this is more important than anything else when it comes to watching TV, listening to music. These are things that are important to me. So I think if you're someone that's struggling with coming up with ideas on like how to improve yourself, read a book. Right, you're already on YouTube consuming information, which is a good start. But you also want to be also reading books and expanding your knowledge when it comes to these things. Right, and this is important because we're dealing with times where it is tough, and we have to come up with ways where we have to say, all right, how do we prepare for so much that's going on? How do we prepare for the things that are going on in today's economy? And the best way you can do it is making sure financially that you're not loaded with debt, because obviously the worst kind of slavery for a lot of people is being a slave to a debtor, right? Making sure that your money is going somewhere else instead of securing your financial future. And for a lot of people, when I see that they'd rather spend money rather than plan out their finances, it shows me that they'd rather do the easy part than rather the tough part. Because, right, let's be honest, like spending money is easy. It's easy to spend money. It's much more difficult to say, all right, you know what, let me sit down, plan out my finances, get an assessment of what's going on with my finances, see what money's coming in, what's going out, and then really bearing down and saying, all right, in order to make sure that we're financially stable for things that may come, I'd rather just spend the money, right? We don't want to do that. We want to make sure we're secure. We want to make sure that we're stable and prepared for the tough times. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button and share. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe, right? So you guys take care and have a good one. Later.